So last year I started thinking about riding some of the BDRs. The closest ones to me are the New Mexico BDR and the Colorado BDR. And I started thinking about what kind of adventure bike I wanted to run BDRs. And as I've been riding off-road over the last 3 years, I really appreciate the lightest weight possible when off-road. So even though I considered everything from lightweight bikes like the 250R here, CRF 250L, 300L, and the rally versions of the Hondas, all the way up to GS 1200s, GS 1250s, and Africa Twins. I ended up settling on a small bike and trying to get it adventure ready. So this is a 2016 WR250R that I picked up here locally. It has pretty low miles, so only about 4,000 miles, I believe, 4,000 something, 4,195. So the engine transmission haven't seen a lot of miles. It's not even due to the second oil change yet, I think. But there are some things on it that kind of show it's led a bit of a rough life. Starting from the back here, the turn signals you can see, which are common for these to break off in even minor faults, they're cracked on both sides and just being held together by some, it looks like shoelaces. And then the brake light, it's also broken here. Yeah, so the brake light's not working, but I'm thinking it's just you can see this spring here is loose, so when you press it, it doesn't even activate the switch. But it also doesn't activate with the brake switch. I think it might have burned out, because another issue is that, you see the brake here, it's actually hitting the guard here, so it might have burned out just because the brake was constantly slightly on, which that means I got to check the brake pads too, because they might have been slightly applied for who knows how long, burned through some of the brake pad. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna do some plastic repair on this, as long as they're still working. When I completely break them off, then I'll look at replacing it with a tail tidy. It does have this aftermarket rack, which will be nice to put a Rotopax on here, or luggage. Has an FMF aftermarket exhaust. I guess looking at other issues, the tires are pretty much bald. I think these are probably the original tires. I don't remember what they came with, but these are Bridgestone TW302s. So this issue with the brake light, I'm not sure if that is indicative of this pedal being bent somewhat. But I think if I just adjust it here, I might start getting the brake light to work if the bulb's not burned out. What else have I seen on it that was an issue? I haven't taken any of the plastics off yet. But yeah, so it's missing the sticker. So I don't know if that's just because they got scraped up in falls and they just removed them. But like I said, I got to take off the plastics and see what else is underneath. I haven't seen any oil leaks. The oil looks clean through the window, and it's at a good level, so that seems to be okay. I'm not sure if these guards are stock or not, but I'm probably going to run just with these minor guards for now. I think I'm going to make a custom guard attached to the plastic here that goes further back all the way to protecting the linkage. Another thing I noticed is this peg is further back than the other one, maybe a little bit up at an angle too. I'm not sure if that's stock or not, or if that's also indicative of a crash on this side. There's quite a bit of dirt in it here, so maybe I just need to clean it up and it'll sit further down. But these are likely going to be replaced with aftermarket pegs anyway. The chain tension looks good, so either it was adjusted or it's not really been an issue. Because of the miles, it hasn't really stretched. What else? So this handguard, as you can see, is missing a bolt here, so it's just like loose. This bolt is loose here. And then as far as the lighting, yeah, one of the turn signals was not, the horn works, but the left turn signal works. The right turn signal does not work. When looking at these wires, one of them was like barely in there, so I'm thinking it might just be I might just need to fix these wires, repair the wires, and hopefully that'll be enough to get the turn signal to work. Another potential issue when trying to pass inspection is the headlights. So with this Baja Designs aftermarket light, there isn't a constant on light, just I think I gotta turn it on for the lights. The nice thing is that it's got fuel injection, so. But yeah, as far as the light, I gotta go to brights to get it to come on. And at the inspection, they might not want that, right? They might want a constant on light. Also, this shroud is totally fried by the sun, so I'm guessing this bike was parked outside, or maybe they transferred this over from an older bike, because the rest of the plastics are not fried like that by the sun, unless Baja Designs uses cheap plastic. So yeah, there's a few issues I got to take care of. Adjusting the hand guard so it's not applying the brake here, and finding a bolt for this one, seeing if the turn signal here, if the bulb, the LED bulb is not burnt out and it's just his wiring that was bad. Yeah, and I got to get rim locks and heavy duty tubes on it. So yeah, there's a bit of work to get done to make it feel like it's really road worthy before I start making the adventure mods, which will mainly be an aftermarket tank eventually, but I think they're out of stock right now, so I'm gonna go with the roto packs initially. Soft luggage. I might have to fashion some shielding for this side, because this is an FMF muffler, and it doesn't have a shield, and I'm thinking it'll bake the luggage. Though the luggage from Tusk does come with a shield, so we'll see if that's enough. What else did I notice? Well, that's basically it. So nothing impossible to address, and hopefully most of it is just adjusting things to get the lights to work. I'm not sure if the Baja Designs front headlight can be set up to be always on. It's at one level, and then max when you switch to high. But we'll see. Oh, the other thing, yeah, which is typical on dirt bikes if they've been dropped, is yeah, the handlebars are not perfectly straight. You know, I might loosen things and try to move it or have it resettle. But I'm thinking it's probably just a slight bend in the bars, which didn't bother me too much on the highway. It tracked very straight. I gotta check the gearing too, because it seemed like it was reading high. It felt like I was going slower than what the speedometer was indicating, so that could be a gearing issue. They might have gone with lower gearing, I don't know, but the motor felt pretty strong to me. I mean, I was surprised it felt pippy enough, you know, quite a bit stronger than the 230F. Of course, not as strong as the WR250R, which I also have for hard enduro stuff. So this bike is really going to replace the 230F. You know, I had this set up to do all the street stuff with full lights and horn, but this is very limited for long distance travel. There used to be an aftermarket tank, but it was still pretty small. It's got a very high maintenance interval. You know, 300 to 600 miles, you got to be doing stuff on it. This has insanely long maintenance intervals, so very low stressed engine. So this is really a bike that can be set up for lightweight adventure touring. It'd be very difficult for the 230F to do that. This was more my trail bike, which the WR250F has kind of replaced. It took me a while to get the 250F to where I wanted it, but it's doing good now. So it's time for the 230F to go. I think it was my first dirt bike. It'll be sad to see it go, and it's awesome with the mods I did on it now. But it is what it is. I can't have bikes that are just kind of sitting and not being ridden much anymore. And I'll try to do a series of videos as I repair the bike, do the adventure mods, and then actually have some footage of the BDRs once I'm out there.